Hey guys. All right, let me just get myself situated here. Um, this is the second time I'm filming. Okay, this is the second time I'm filming this video because I made it through half of the video and realized that my mic wasn't working. I got new mics and yeah, I don't know what happened. It was working last night. Now it's not working. I'm wondering if maybe they're dead, although I charged them. I don't know. They might be going back to Amazon. But so I had to switch it out real quick. Hopefully these will last. But yeah, it wasn't good sound quality. Anyway, hello. My name is Bram. If you are new here, I post videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays all about luxury fashion shopping, lifestyle, travel, and a little bit of high street and kitsch and all of that fun stuff, sparkle, all the fun things that come with fashion. If those are what interests you, then I would love it. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so that you are alerted when I do post videos, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so that you don't forget about me. And yeah, I would love to have you here. Yeah, and to all the people who have subscribed and who have been supporting my channel, I really, really appreciate you very much. So today, if you hear anything, I always do this disclaimer. If you hear anything in the background, it is Carol, my puppy. She's extremely, extremely needy, and I'm not allowed to do anything but cuddle with her all day long. So she's not happy right now. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about, so this is my second week doing this. This is my new series. It is called Friday Favorites. So this is where I go over all the things that I bought this week. What are my favorites? What do I recommend? And everything, of course, will be linked below. Also, I have a link to my link tree below where you will see my Instagram, and you should follow me because I do plan very soon to start posting on there regularly, just showing you how I style the things that we talk about and the things that I show you. And here is my Instagram. And yeah, and it also links you to my Amazon storefront, which does have all the items that I talk about that come from Amazon specifically, and anything else. Actually just started with Shop My, so you will have links in Shop My as well. So all the things are linked. You can always find them. First things first, let me tell you about my jewelry and everything that I have on today. I have on, so my favorite fashion jewelry website at this moment in time is called Enroute. I've talked about them before. This is not sponsored or anything like that, although I wouldn't mind it if they want to talk to me about that. But all three of these, so these two necklaces and these earrings, are all from Enroute. Everything, again, will be linked below. Super, super affordable, really, really cute. They have silver, they have gold, they have all different things. I have a whole bunch of necklaces from them. These are my first pair of earrings. Extremely comfortable. They're just super cute. Let me see if I can get you guys. Yeah, so actually, sorry, my skin issues are on full blast here. Breaking out a little bit today, but these are actually new. So this is, I guess I'll talk about these first. This was a new purchase this week. This is like the third time that I've worn them so far. They're so comfortable and honestly just really, really, really cute. I'm loving jewel tones right now. I don't usually, actually, I'm more like, I usually veer more towards like the pastel colors, and I like neons too, but I've been loving jewel tones this winter season. And yeah, and I think these kind of just fit perfectly into that. And then this is the matching necklace to it, which I will also link below. And then I just layered it with this other necklace, which all of their stuff is like kind of buildable. Like they all, a lot of it goes together. A lot of them are like similar collections. And even if they're not in the same collection, they all kind of match. So yeah, I really love their stuff for that reason. You can just build on it and it all kind of looks great together. So, and then this sweater is Urban Revivo, and which again is not sponsored, but I will show you. It is, these are not sweats, these are knit pants, but they do have the little bow here. But this is just, yeah, super, super cute. They have it in a million different colors. I got it actually off of Amazon, although they have a website as well, but I will link all that stuff below. This is my first time wearing this sweater. I didn't just get it this week, but it can be on this as well. So This is one of the purchases that I finally just used this week, and I'm really loving it. Really soft, fits really, really well. Has this big gold button to add some excitement, I guess, to it. And the cut is really nice. It nips in your waist really nice and whatever. I'm going to do some body shots later, so I'll have that kind of, I guess, more towards the end because I want to show you some of the stuff I bought and how I would pair it. So let's talk about the beauty items first. I didn't bring everything in here just because when I film, I'm filming on a white table and I don't want anything to stain it. But first things first, so my daughter loves White Barn and Bath and Body Works candles. So every time we're in the mall, we go over there. I usually don't buy anything there just because I find that their scents, I like them in candles. I'm not the biggest candle person, to be honest. I have animals and it makes me nervous, but my daughter is, and so she always has a candle going in her room, the living room. She likes them in the kitchen. She likes them everywhere. So we went and picked up a candle for her, and I usually don't purchase, like she has a lot of the body sprays and stuff. I did, obviously in high school, we all had that cucumber melon if you're around my age, or what else? The vanilla sugar or whatever else there was. But I don't purchase them anymore. I have other scents that I like now. I feel like they're kind of like one-dimensional, which is fine, but just not my favorite thing. But when I went in there, they had this. It was a special, I don't know if this is like a Valentine's Day thing, but I will link it below if I can find it online. This is, I know it's backwards. It's Aroma by Bath and Body Works. It's in the Rose Vanilla. It's an essential oil mist with vitamin E and aloe. So I've only had this for a week. As you can see, I've used a lot. So there's good and bad. I don't think that the smell lasts forever, although my daughter said that I need to rub it in because it's an essential oil, and I didn't even read that it was an essential oil until recently. So I'll let you guys know if you rub it in, and I don't know if it's going to last longer, maybe, but it's so good. I love the smell of rose. I don't really pick up the vanilla in here, but the rose smell is so, so nice. And I'm loving rose lately. I love rose. I love lavender lately. And I'm not really like the hugest sweet smell person. I usually like more like earthy tones. I like, I typically like more like musky scents, but that is really, really good. So totally recommend it. Next beauty item. I've been asked before, and I was going to do a short about it, and I can talk about it more in depth later on, but I've been asked about what I wear, like what kind of makeup I put on or what my makeup routine is. So I actually don't wear makeup. I am more into skincare. I have very sensitive skin. So, as you can see when I do the close-up, I do break out every once in a while. I can't put just anything on my face. So I don't like to put anything on my face. Always wore makeup from the time I was in high school until COVID, until the pandemic. And then once we had to wear masks, it just didn't make sense to be under a mask. I mean, I figured I would just let my skin breathe at that point. And it just kind of put the full stop on makeup for me. I have never been good at applying makeup. So even when I did wear makeup, I always just wore like a pressed powder with some blush, some bronzer. I never knew how to do my eyes. I don't have the best eyesight in one eye, so it was never easy for me to do the other eye that I needed the one eye for, right? So I could never get it right. I could never get liner right or whatever. I used mascara, and that was the end of the story. Now I get my lashes done, and I have honestly for the past over 10 years straight, except for the pandemic. And that makes me look more put together than really anything else. So I do my lashes. Obviously, I don't do eye makeup other than that. And that's it. I wear lotion. So the two items that I purchased this week are repurchased because I always purchase these items, but I figured I would tell you about it since it is something that I purchased this week. I will put the pictures up here. I use Clinique Moisture Surge. I use the SPF for the day, and I use the regular one with no SPF for when I'm sleeping. They're super silky. They feel really, really good on your skin, and that is what I use. I think the most important thing is keeping your skin hydrated so that it looks full of life and dewy and all of that stuff. Other than that, the other last beauty item, I've had it for about 2 weeks now, but I didn't want to speak about it to you guys until I knew if it worked, basically. So last time I went to get my nails done, I was having a conversation with my the lady that does my nails, and she does my eyebrows too, which need desperately to get done. But she does like the dye on them. So I do tint them when I go see her. It doesn't last. I only go once a month. It doesn't really last all month, but it covers up. Have like sporadic gray eyebrow hair. And so we were talking about it, and she was asking me kind of like what I do to dye my hair and whatever. I get my grays in my hairline. Because I wear my hair back the majority of the time, even if I do have the random stray, like if I had my hair parted, you can't see it because it's obviously slicked back. But you can see them, and they're very hard to cover at my hairline in like the baby hairs or like the shorter hairs or whatever. That's where I get them. She was telling me that her whole family uses the dye shampoo. I've heard about it before. I'd never tried it because I really didn't know what it was or how to use it. She recommended it, so I said, okay, let me try it. I dye my hair at home. I've been dyeing my hair at home for a little over a year, ever since I went from blonde to black. The blonde was good at covering grays, and I'll probably have to go back there at some point in my life, but it was destroying my hair. I had like no hair left. It felt very thin. The minute I put it back dark, it was like it could relax. It was not being, even though it's being dyed often, it's not being bleached. And so I think there's a big difference with that. So I feel like I have more hair, and it is, it just looks healthier. So I dye it at home because there's no reason really to go to a salon to dye it dark, in my opinion. And if you dye your hair at home, if you ever have, you know that you have to combine the solution, like the two solutions, and it becomes, it mixes together, it becomes the dye, and then you put it on, and whatever is left you have to throw away. You can't save it. So you have to use the whole bottle, and it's hard to cover up like the random strays as you're, within those 4 to 6 weeks that you take between dye sections, right? So I've tried like the root coverage, things like that, like the little, I have one from Revlon that's like a little powder. It looks kind of like eyeshadow, and you would put it on your roots, whatever. It doesn't work for me because the hairs that turn gray for me are right on my hairline, and it's not so easy to cover up, basically. So I attempted to use the dye shampoo, you put it on just like you would put dye on, but because it comes in like this big bottle, and again, it is going to be up here somewhere, it comes in this big bottle, you don't have to throw it away after one use. So that really is what makes it beneficial, in my opinion. I am able to, every week if I want to, cover up the small grays that are coming through, because I don't need to use a massive amount. I can literally use this much, right, and put it on wherever it needs. I let it sit for 30 minutes, and then I wash it out, and that's it. And I could do it on my eyebrows once a week, or whatever it is that I want to do to cover the grays. I think that the gray coverage is honestly pretty good. Is it as strong as a permanent hair dye? Honestly, I don't know. Since I do it every 4 weeks or whatever, it allows me to not have to dye the rest of my hair. So I only dye the parts that are needed, which I think has made not that it's made a difference yet because it hasn't been long enough yet, but I think it's going to make a difference in just the overall health of my hair, because I don't need to keep re-dyeing areas that don't need dye. And yeah, so honestly, highly, highly recommend. I think it's going to be like a life changer for me in terms of how I can keep up with the grays and cover them the minute they come out. Because while, I'm all for aging gracefully, I'm not ready for grays yet, honestly. I'm just not there yet. So I think it looks great on some people. I think there's people that, if you're confident about it, you can totally carry it off. I'm not there yet in my mind. I don't feel my age. I don't feel like I should even, I'm not there yet. So that's all. I love it and totally recommend it. And again, it will be linked below. I did get it off Amazon. So really, really easy. It came in like 2 days. So let's go into the fashion stuff. This is the exciting stuff, guys. I have 4 items here that I purchased that I'm really liking this week. And at the end, I will pop in like modeling shots so you can see how I would pair these items and how they actually look like on my frame and all of that stuff. I am 5'5" for reference, curvy, and yeah, so you can kind of decide if you think that these items would work for you or not. I have been wanting the Bottega, is it the Andiamo pouch? I've seen it on everybody. It's obviously in this East-West style, which we've discussed is like the style of the moment. And I wanted to purchase it, I guess in the summertime was the first time that I saw this version of it, the clutch version. I wanted to purchase it, and Nordstrom, I had a credit there, and I was thinking about using the credit towards the pouch. But they only had the fondant color, which is their brown color, and a black, and those are not the colors that I wanted. I wanted the gold. That wasn't, they didn't have that available at the time. They've since taken that off. I'm actually in search of that one, to be quite honest, the mirrored gold one, which I think is so beautiful. And then I want to say they had a mirrored silver, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But the gold was perfect. That's exactly the bag that I wanted. Or the burgundy, which is, as we know, color of the season. So I decided to purchase it from Amazon. This one was, I want to say it was either 79 or 89, and just see if it was something that I thought would look good and I would use before actually purchasing it from Bottega. And if it's worth it to purchase it from Bottega, because honestly, if it, for me, there are certain things that are worth it to have as, the designer brand. And then sometimes if you can find a good dupe, I just don't think that it's necessarily worth it to spend the money on that, because I could spend the money on other things instead. So again, from Amazon, if you can see it, it's so similar. The main difference is obviously it's not real leather. And on the sides, the Amazon version does come with these hooks and I guess it's crossbody strap. I haven't even opened that yet because I haven't not used this. I have not used the strap. I have actually used the bag. I took it out to dinner with me. It does look like a crossbody strap. So that is, I'm not going to necessarily unwrap it right now, and I'm probably not going to use it because that's not the way that I intend to use this bag, but I think it's a great option if you were into this bag or whatever, and you were like, but that's going to be annoying to hold it all the time. This one has a shoulder strap or a crossbody. It looks like it's adjustable in there. So honestly, it's really good quality. This is a little bit, from the packaging, it's a little bit misshapen, but I feel like if you hung it, it would kind of reshape that and make that look normal. It's just from the packaging. But I think it's a great bag. I want to use it a few more times before I decide whether I should go for the Bottega or not. But this is definitely scratching the itch of just this, this style for me. I don't use clutches. I have a bunch of clutches, and I've shown you guys a bunch of clutches, but I don't use clutches that often. This is more like, this isn't like a going out for the day bag. This is definitely like an evening bag or like a dinner or a brunch bag, something like that. So super, super cute. I will show you how it's styled with my outfit. Obviously matches what I'm wearing today, but it is really adorable. It's super easy to open. Same opening like mechanism as the real deal. I haven't seen the clutch in person from Bottega because I was just looking at it on the website when I was looking in at Nordstrom's, but just so you can kind of see inside, there is one little slip pocket here, and there's a slip pocket on this side too. And definitely big enough for your phone, definitely big enough to hold your essentials. So for me, it holds my key clay, it holds my little lip glosser or whatever, maybe a little mirror, and my phone. Usually, honestly, that's never a deal breaker for me because my phone is typically in my hand, but it does fit your phone if you want to put your phone in your bag. So super cute, honestly, really, really good buy. And yeah, they have a million colors too. So not just the red, there's a million colors available. And they come like overnight. So even better. Next one. This bag is a dupe of the Kate Elena bag. And I actually have a video coming out that is going to go over a whole bunch of designer bags and the dupes that I found on Amazon that I think are like really good quality and worth it. And none of it is, they're not fake. They're all just dupes of the style. So big difference there. fake is fake. Fake is a replica. It is when, like, it is if this bag was trying to be Bottega and wasn't, but a dupe is something that is just a duplicate design. And that is basically what a lot of high street fashion does. The affordable brands usually take designs from these designer houses and reproduce them for the masses. That's what Steve Madden has always done. Aldo does that a lot. JW Pye does that. Pay does that a lot. I've been talking about him a lot, or him. I don't even know if it's a him. I've been talking about that brand a lot lately. And yeah, so dupes have been a thing forever, and just so that we're all clear. And yeah, and so I have a video coming out where I talk about a bunch of those because I found a bunch of really good alternatives for you guys. Anyway, back to this though. This is basically the Kate Elena bag. This is not the Kate Elena bag. This is a dupe of it. This is from, and I'm going to, again, the link is on the bottom. This is from Amazon. It is let me take this out real quick so I can show you. It is a really good size. It has like just this big, thick shoulder strap. The studs are really, I mean, it's a solid bag. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's a really solid bag. It's really good quality. It is obviously, it's not real leather, but you can't even tell. I mean, it's just really a nice quality vegan leather. It has like the grain in it. So that it looks like real leather. The inside is just a big pouch. It has one slip pocket here, an interior zip pocket, and the drop is really nice. There's a zipper on top. It's just a really good bag. It will hold everything that you need. This is a great everyday bag. Really, really comfortable on the shoulder. And I will show you some pictures, like I said, of me wearing it so that you can kind of get a good idea of what it looks like on. So that one I highly recommend. Next, this is also from Amazon. I went a little crazy on Amazon this week, as I do, because Amazon, I feel like it's safe. You get things overnight, you try them, you either like them or you don't, you get rid of it or you don't, you keep it, whatever. And so I think that's obviously why Amazon does so well. But anyway, that being said, I got this belt. This is also a dupe of the Kate belt, which I will put up here somewhere. This is just a plain black studded belt. Now, black is not my favorite. We've already discussed this, but I do like it with the silver hardware, and I wear a lot of gold, but I don't mind mixing metals personally, and I like that this matches the bag so well. I'm not usually matchy either, but I do like it, and it's a pretty perfect match. So this is, like I said, a dupe of the Kate belt. I don't know what it's called. I'll pop it up here, but it is just this really great everyday belt, and it was like $21. So obviously silver buckle, little silver tip on the end, kind of like a little Western inspired, but not, I guess, because like the studs are more rock and roll, but the little tip there reminds me of like a Western style belt. And yeah, it's very cool. It also, I believe it comes in gold also, but I got this one just because it matched the bag, and I figured if I'm going to wear it, maybe I'll wear it together or whatever. Both of them, in my opinion, are keepers, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of the bag, to be honest. The belt, I never spend money on belts because I don't wear jeans very often. I don't wear pants that require a belt most times, but it's good to have one, obviously, for when you need one, because you never know. So yeah, really good purchases. Last but not least, and yeah, this is a really interesting purchase, to be honest. I wouldn't have made it except for the fact that my husband was obsessed with this bag that I had back in, I don't know, 2009, 2008. I forget when this bag came out exactly. Maybe 2009. I still have it. It's in storage somewhere. I have a black version, and it was probably the heaviest bag of all time. And the only reason I didn't sell it off at some point or another was because he loved this bag so much. And so the other day he's talking to me about it, and he was like, maybe I'd wear the bag. And it's kind of, the bag is definitely like androgynous. anybody can wear it. And obviously men are more comfortable wearing these things now. Like I think it's just mainstream now, whereas back in 2009, you wouldn't see a guy with like a Speedy or anything like that. We're talking about it and he was like, yeah, get one in gray, get one in green. Like they're really, really well priced on the secondhand market at this point. I think we're ready for a comeback of it. And in my opinion, obviously, we're coming into the time where the 2010s are going to make a resurgence, in my opinion, give it another 5 years or so. At this moment in time, you can get these bags for a very good price on the secondhand market. Who knows if it'll stay that way? We saw kind of what happened with the Dior saddlebags, with the Fendi. Like there's so many older style bags that I kick myself for either selling or for not purchasing a few years ago because everything is so crazy now. This bag has not had a comeback yet, but I feel like maybe it's around the corner. I don't know. It is the Alexander Wang Rocco bag. So again, I have it in black somewhere in storage with the gold hardware. This one is like this elephant gray with, it's like almost like a light gold hardware. I forgot how amazing the leather is on these bags. This leather is like incredible. Now, the bag itself is definitely heavy. You have to be prepared and committed if you want to wear this bag, but this was like the it bag of, well, I think it was 2009, but I could be wrong. It could have been a little earlier than that. But this was the bag. This was the bag. Everybody had it, different colors. So I have a few more coming. So I'm actually probably next week going to be able to show you some other ones. Like we got a green one and I got a mini one. They said it wasn't mini. It looks mini to me, but we'll see what shows up. I got a bunch of them on Poshmark. And they literally go for like $150 now. Yeah, I think this one was 180. One of them I got for like 120. I don't know, but they're super affordable. They're leather and they're incredible quality. So that being said, I think I'm going to try this style again. I think that they're classic anyway. I think that they've always been cool, and being that like we're seeing a little bit of a resurgence of like studs and hardware and things like that, I think that this is definitely one that is prime for a comeback. Yeah, I think so. And that's it. That wraps up my haul for this week. Again, everything is linked below. And yeah, that's it, guys. So thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you so much. And I will see you in the next one. I am going to post a video here if you have not already seen it so that you can enjoy if you're not done seeing my face yet and hearing my voice. Again, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It is free and it means so much to me. I would appreciate it. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.